So I think that jailbreaking represents, for a lot of people, taking back control of the things that they purchased. Now, you went to the store, you bought an Apple iPhone. It should be your phone, not Apple's phone. Apple's very picky. They believe that the experience of a device really defines how the user interacts with it. Jailbreaking is a mechanism by which we bypass the restrictions that Apple has placed on your device, allowing third parties to install software that doesn't go through Apple's channels. The way I like to think of Cydia is a little bit like an automotive aftermarket, but instead of for cars, we do it for mobile phones. So maybe instead of running one app at once, you want to run two. You want to have a picture of your kids as your wallpaper and the rest of the interface looking like Star Trek. Or maybe you want to have the ability to access popular services like Twitter or Skype, possibly even Facebook, embedded throughout the entire interface, so you can send a message to your friends no matter what you're currently doing. When I first launched Cydia, which was in February of 2008, it was not at all a company. Since launching the paid service, we've done $1.5 million in sales. Now, most of that is actually in the last half a year. We have 8 to 9% of the people who have an iPhone, they've jailbroken it. So, and almost all of them are using Cydia. So the idea was that we had a very large market, and now to try to figure out how to monetize that. So a lot of people have heard now that jailbreaking is explicitly legal. But really, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act exemption that has gone through states that a single law that may or may not have applied before now certainly does not apply. But that doesn't necessarily mean to say that Apple is now forced to do anything differently. This has not changed any of Apple's behaviors. It doesn't change the way that I do any of my job. I believe it to have been legal before. I still believe it to be legal now. And it doesn't even necessarily change were we to go to court later any of the arguments Apple has tried to make in the past.